Hi guys, I'm Allison Prior, and today I'm going to show you how to paint this cute, shy little snowman. Show you some great techniques for making those nice distant trees and the other fir trees, and how to make that cute little face. Let's get started painting. So today for our shy little snowman, we are going to just use our primary colors plus black and white. Red, yellow, and blue, and white and black, and that's it. I'm just using a canvas, stretch canvas, and it's 11 by 14, and it's pre-primed, but I put an extra coat of gesso on it because I started actually doing the painting, and I decided to start it over, so I painted over what I had done, and that's why it looks, you'll see some of my canvases look like it's been painted over. I do that sometimes when I want to use what canvases I have here because they're piling up. So sometimes I'll gesso over them or paint them white, and then I'll do my background over it. So right now we're going to start a background. So to start the background, I am going to make it a pinkish purplish color. Okay, so I'm going to put my blue and my red together. More blue than red because I want it on the blue side, and white. And that will be the beginning of our background. So we have a nice dark color up here. That'll be part of the sky. Got some purple coming off there, which is nice. And so you don't always have to worry about it being totally mixed. Okay. We'll just give that a nice little swish there. Back and forth. Now see how the paint is, look, I can't get it to come off, see? And that's the problem I get a lot of people ask me about. And they say, well, what can I do to get my paint to move? See, it's almost dry there now already, see? So what I do is I use my magic mist. Okay, I made my own magic mist. I have a link to that below for the recipe. And I use this, or you can use water, and just mist it. Get a misting bottle and just mist your canvas. And you'll see the big difference. Now I never put no more paint on my brush, but just watch. See that? See how nice and smooth that is now? Look. You can see it's all starting to blend together, and I don't need to use any more paint now until I'm ready to change the color. See? Nice. That's why I call it magic, because even when I add more colors, add some more red to that one. I want it on the red side a bit there. Now I want a bit of pinkish color. And this is going to be the background. Okay, so now I'm coming down here. And this magic mist will keep your paint wet long enough so that you can blend it all together. Okay. And you'll see that even if you go up into your purple, it won't mix. It won't change the purple to the red. Right? It'll just stay down where it's supposed to stay. And like I say, that's why I call it magic. It just all keeps all the paint colors separated, and you can blend them together. The line here, you don't want, see, nice smooth line there. So, but the pink won't go up into the blue and ruin the blue. All right, it's wonderful the way it works. All right, so I'm just putting on a base coat, basically a base coat only, and it's all separated values. That's okay. I like that. I like that a lot, because you don't have this just one tone or one value. You got like 3 or 4 values here if you look at it closely. You can do the side of your palette. You can do the side of your canvas. Do the sides, and it'll look like a wraparound canvas. right? It'll look like a wraparound canvas, and that way you don't have to frame it. See, and because I have a lot of my paintings just hanging on the wall because they're all wraparound stretch canvases, and there we go. So you don't need to frame them. And it looks really, really nice. Just hang them up as they are. So we'll just keep adding the purple and the white just to get that nice colors all down through here. There we go. So put all that on there. And mist it again if you have to, so it will blend nicely. And just go back over it a couple of times just to smooth it out. Good. And as you can see, it won't go up into your blue. It'll just stay where it's supposed to stay. Right? Nice. Good. I'm gonna put a few clouds up there in that purplish area, and I'm just gonna take my dirty brush and I'm gonna dip the corner of my brush in some white paint. I'm gonna make some circles. Touch and make some circles. And that's all you have to do. Touch and make some circles. And see how the white comes off there? So just leave that. And then you can move it down a little bit just to smooth out the bottom. Now you got a nice little cloud. You might want to make... Now you can wait for your paint to dry if you prefer. Overlap. Overlapping is really good for anything. Overlapping trees, fruit, whatever you have. It really makes your painting stand out when you overlap. Overlapping, layering, highlighting, all kinds of things to make your paintings stand out more. Make them look more professional. So I do see some paintings that they don't have enough highlights, or they have too much. So you gotta practice. Make sure you look at your, I'm just getting some little circles here just to blend that together. I'm just gonna move that over here like this. We may add some more clouds after. I'm gonna let that dry because I want to get softer clouds there. Now, that's nice. Now if you want to know how to make your own magic mist, magic white, magic clear, all those magic formulas and recipes that I made up, you can just go down the description and I have links there for those. So let's get a horizon line, and I'm going to go a little over halfway. So halfway is about here. I'm just going to come on up around here somewhere. And just so I'll know where I want to do some work on top here. I'm thinking about putting a couple trees in there, some little snowy trees. I mean, you can change it up, I'm not sure. Just the only part of the reference photo I'm using is the Snowman, and everything else I want to try and put it in there. And you can get reference photos to winter trees or Christmas trees or whatever you want to put in there. So for the trees, as you know, I like to pounce. I'm just going to put some little background trees in the background there, just some distant trees. So I'm just going into that purplish color I made and add a bit more white, just so you can see them a little bit anyway. I'm just going to make some little bushes or distant trees. I'm going to add a little bit more blue so you can see them. And I'm just going to tap in a few. I'll probably be going over these anyway but I just want to show you how to make some distant trees. Just punch on some of this like this. Right? We'll probably be going they might disappear by the time I get a few little trees on there, but just want to show you that they could be distant trees. See? You know? You can barely see them, but if you add a little more color to them, you'll be able to see them better. But like I said, I don't want to punch them out too much. So just tap, 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 tap with your bristle brush. And you got some nice distant trees. Now you can just leave that as it is. You don't even have to put anything else in there if you don't want to. Just leave them if you want, and that'll be your distant trees. Good. I'm going to use a fan brush for some of the fir trees or evergreen trees, or whatever trees you want to put back there. You don't have to put even those kind of trees. You can put whatever tree you want to put back there. And I have two sizes of bristle brushes, bristle fan brushes. Okay, so I'm thinking that the small one might give us some nice small trees. I don't want any big huge trees back there because it'll overpower the painting. So I want them to look a little further away, and I'm going to make some dark green with my blue. Now you can use sap green if you have it. Right, there's nice dark green already. That's just as good as sap green. I could add a little bit of black. Let's see. Maybe I'll add a little bit of red. Red will darken it up again. Just watch. 3 primary colors. You get a really dark green. See? Nice. Look at that, how dark that is. So we go with that. We don't need to add black. And we're going to make a small tree. Just some small fir couple there, because we get those background trees, and maybe there's a couple just standing out in front here. So we just make one small one here. Just tap down like that. And maybe there's another small one over here. Maybe there's a little taller one here, because we don't want them all the same size. And then just turn your brush and just tap on the corner of your brush, just these little dots of color, just back and forth. And you can miss them. Look, see, I'm just missing. I'm coming down, and then I'm coming down. And as I get down here, I'm going to make it a bit bigger there, okay? So when you get that much done, it's easier to do it, separate them nice and wide from each other. And that way you'll find it a bit easier, because these fir trees are hard to do with the fan brush. And then you can make a few more little dots with the corner of your brush in the center here, just to fill up the space, okay? And you'll notice something might come out again. So isn't that cute? Like, it gives, and then you're going to be putting snow on top, so that will thicken them up a bit more. So let's just go a little, keep your top, see, keep a top there, and then underneath the top, just tap, corner of your brush. Just come down a bit and tap again, and then tap again. You can tap on one side and on the other. That'll make it a bit easier too. See? And then you can just tap in a few. But we'll let the snow do the rest. And then we will leave a top. Come down a little bit from the top. Touch, 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 touch. I'm going from the left to the right. That's the right, the left. And as I get down here, then I can just punch in the bottom of a tree, okay? And then that'll make it a little easier for you. So to the center, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. Put some on the bottom. And then we can fill in the spaces with some snow. Or you can even fill in the little spaces now by just putting little taps in between. But you don't want to do too much, because you end up with too much. You just tap the center a little bit, just to give it a little bit of, right? So see how tiny they are, but they're so cute, aren't they? And then we'll put snow on them, and that will thicken them up even a bit more, okay? Maybe there's one more little tiny one here. I want to keep them separated. And you put in as many as you want. I'm coming down from the top of the line, just touching, and I'm going out to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, and then I'm going to fill in the bottom. Isn't that cute? When that dries, we'll add the snow, because there's no good adding snow now, because what will happen is the white will blend in with the green, and then it'll just be really dull. I'm leaving this open here because of the snowman. So if you put the snowman on there, it'll take up that whole side, so that's nice. That would be nice. Let's see what else we can do. Let's see. So you notice I got the clouds on the right and the trees on the right because I'm leaving that open space over on the other side for the snowman, so it'll balance out your painting. So let all that dry and then we'll add some snow on top. So take off your tape and then we're going to add some snow. So you can use a fan brush or you can use a flat brush, whatever works for you. Any brush will work with this except a liner brush. But any brush that's flat, round brush might be a bit hard to deal with, but any brush will do it. I find the fan brush is good because I can, and I'm turning it this way, and that way I get more control over my strokes. Now, I'm going to do a stroke like a crisscross stroke, because if we do this, it's going to go down a hill. We don't want a hill right now, so we're going to do crisscross strokes, and that way you get to keep some of your pink underpainting. All right, and if we lose our underpainting, we will add more. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit here under the trees, and I'm going to crisscross. There we go. So I want to keep some of that underpainting. So I'm just going to fill it up. I got lots of paint on my brush. Look. All right. Now, if you want to mist it again, you can. I don't think you need it. Crisscross. Lots of paint. Lots of paint so that you can get it to go on there and it'll flow. Make letter X. Look, see that? Letter X. That'll help give it a kind of wavy look to it. You do that same with an ocean, right? You get the crisscross strokes like this, and you get like an ocean, water. So you can use this stroke in water and snow, okay? Or field grass, or right? So just go back and forth with crisscross strokes, and you will get a nice. It'll be flat, but yet it'll have some kind of movement to it, a little bit of movement to it. We don't want movement, obviously, in grass and snow, but it gives it kind of a, like, you know how snow sort of piles up on each other, right? Now, see, that's nice. We did the crisscross, and when that dries, we can highlight parts of it, and we can leave parts of it the pinkish color. If you want more contrast to your snow, I don't want to do too much but I want to show you anyway. If you want more contrast, you can get that little purplish color. Alright, and you can add a few lines of shadows. Still do your crisscross. Alright, you can do that, you don't have to, alright, but I'm just showing you that you can add shadows to your snow by going crisscross. And then you'll paint that over again with some more crisscross white, okay? So you could do this before you add a coat of white, or you can do your white and then do the shadows and then put white on again. So it doesn't matter as long as you get those shadows. You don't even have to have those shadows. I just wanted to show you. You could have left it as it was. So now we'll add some more white. Crisscross. See, crisscrossing helps you keep some of your underpainting. And like I said, it gives you that lumpy look to the snow. And then when that dries, then we can add highlights on top of different parts of the snow. We'll decide where the light is coming in, and then we'll be able to put the light where we think the sun is coming in, shining on different parts of the snow. So it's important to know where your light is coming from. You know, that way you can decide where you want those nice bright highlights. Now we know the snowman's coming here, so you don't have to worry about that side too much, but you should still do that anyway, because when you get down here, that's going to be exposed. And those crisscross movements are going to give you a nice pile of snow piling up on each other. So with the small fan brush that we use for the trees, let's add a little bit of snow now. They should be dry. So make sure everything is dry, and that way you'll be able to add things on top, paint light colors on top of those darker colors without the light colors blending in with the dark colors. So a clean brush, your fan brush, okay, is a smaller one. And if you don't have a small fan brush, use a bristle. Just use the very corner of the brush, okay? I'm going to add a little bit of blue to my white. Okay, so I just got that. See, when your palette gets dirty, you can use all the colors again and again. So I'm going to add some blue to my brush and then white on top on the corner there. And then I'm going to drop that on here. So do basically the same thing. Just grab one of those and tap on. Try to be gentle. You don't want to push too hard. You're going to end up with a big blob like I just did a little bit, okay? So then you're going to add some snow to that. Come in the center of it. Come into the center of it so that you can grab the top of that. Alright? So that way you get to keep some of those shadows. See? Pick up some more paint when you need it. You don't want it to, you want to have paint on your brush all the time. You don't want to be struggling to try and see, and then you get a bit of snow down there. Do another one. A little bit there. You can go in the center if you like. There we go. They're kind of tiny, so you might need to control your brush. You might have a little bit of a problem controlling your brush, but you can add that up there now like that. They're cute, aren't they? Not too hard. A little bit of snow up here. Just a little dab, so you don't have to put a lot on either, you know. The less at first, the better, and then you go back in and fix it or add a little more. So a little bit at a time, just so you won't, because if you mess up, then you're going to have a hard time fixing it. You just go in and let everything dry, and then you go back in and redo your tree. Sort of start over. There we go, nice. Just take your time, be gentle. A little bit up here. Pushing a little bit too hard, because I find if you sit down, do your paintings, you got more control. Standing up is a little bit harder. And to the side. So I always mention that because I don't want you to think that I'm just doing it haphazardly. See the background trees, how nice and distant they are? Isn't that pretty? So you got all those little distant trees in the bottom there. And you can also, if you want to put a couple in between, I don't want to mess it up too much, but you could have even a few little ones back here, just a little tiny ones that you can barely see, right? Little taps of imagination. As if there's more back here somewhere. Just the corner of your brush, little tops, and then just tap, tap, tap. Not to worry too much, because we don't want to ruin it. If you like what you can see, don't do that, okay? Just trying to give you some little tips. But I love those backgrounds. I love the distant trees because it makes the other ones stand out more, and then because of the dark on top of the distant trees, you can see the distant trees better. Then put your pattern on your dry canvas. Okay, make sure it's dry or it won't transfer. And take your pattern, tape it on with some painter's tape, and use carbon paper. Put it underneath there, and then draw out just the outer edge of your. We won't add the eyes and the mouth and the nose yet. We'll do that after. But what we want to do is get the shape and then fill it in with our shadows and our highlights, and then we will add the eyes and nose and mouth. And that's a good thing because you can make it whatever way you want. You can give whatever kind of face you want. Get yourself a bristle brush because we now have it drawn out. Just the outline. The face we can do after, the hands, you know. I just gave myself a little idea where the hand was going, but right now you can have any kind of snowman you want there. You could use that reference photo for facial features, the hat, you know, whatever. Just use it. Don't have to be exactly the same, okay? And especially because if you paint in the eyes and the nose now, then you can't get the snow in there, right? So what I'm doing is I'm getting my blue and some white, but it's going to be mostly a bluish shade, okay? Because I want to add a little bit of red, and because I want an underpainting for a snowman, and we have to tap it on to make it a bit of fluffy look, a fluffy snow look. So tap, 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 tap that blue on. All right. Tap, 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 tap. And this will make it so much easier than putting the eyes and nose and everything on first and then trying to work around it. I find it really difficult to work around small details. I find it's much better. And even if you have to change up the face, that's okay. Just use the reference photo for the followers to get some idea. Alright. Because if you've been painting, even though I might say, well, my painting's for beginners, really, there's a lot of people who paint with me who have been painting for years. Alright, so we're just going to put all that shadow on here. Just tap, tap, tapping. Tap, 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 tap. Down here. See, I can still see a little bit of my pencil line, which is good, because then I can have an idea where the hand went. And if I lose it, I will just work around it. So you can make that as big as you want. Maybe a little foot going out there. A little foot going out here. Show some kind of foot there in the reference photo there. There we go, see? So much easier. Hand going out here. Don't worry if you go outside the lines. We can always fix that with some snow. That's the beauty of this, you know. You don't have to. You can be a bit loose. Good. Now while we're waiting for that to dry, I am going to do the hat. I'm going to paint it a dark green. So a dark green color, something like you did with the trees, okay? So sap green, or mix your own. A little bit of red. Give that really, really dark color green. See that? It's really nice. So then we will fill that in. That's really dark, isn't that nice? So you get some lines there to follow. Small flat brush, chiseled edge. See, the chiseled edge can come up against those lines, see? Can't do that with a bristle. Let's give it a nice smooth look. Bristles for tap, tap, tapping. For texture. Chiseled edge brushes. Get so many great straight lines and come up against straight line. Great for windows and houses. Anywhere where you need a straight line. There we go. Good. If your paint gets dry and tacky, just add some water to your brush. You see it's dripping. But then rub it back into the paint and it won't drip anymore, but it'll be smoother and it'll be easier to maneuver. There we go. And it don't get too transparent because you're not using a lot of water. If it gets too transparent, you just go over it with a second coat. But you got to get that paint moving. That's the biggest thing with acrylics, is that they dry so fast that they start getting tacky even halfway through, and then you can't get the paint to move. Well, you know what? I'm going to use that for a scarf. I'll do that after. Go. Going into the, made a little bit of a mess there, but like I say, they can be easily fixed. Leaving a tiny bit of space there, so I'll know where that hat ends, the brim of the hat. And if your brush gets too wide, if it opens up like that, or you know, gets kind of messed up, just go through your paint again, just pull through, and that'll bring you back to that nice chiseled edge. There we go. And that's for these little bits of fabric pulling out there. You can just take your chiseled edge, your paint, and pull out like that. Touch and pull out on the chiseled edge, okay? Just pull them out. All from the center. Try to stay center, that way you know that. Because if you go off center, then they're all over the place, it won't look right. Unless they're coming off from each other. Now they could be coming off from each other, like you start on one of them and then you come out from that. Like you do with a tree branch. Right? So you could do that too. And have as many as you want or as long as you want them. Try to end them off with a fringed look. Do that. Like that. Just pull off on the edges here. Just on your chiseled edge you can pull off a few of these little, like that. That's kind of cute, isn't it? That makes a little difference. Just pulling out from there, and when you put some snow on that, it'll look cute. There we go. There we go, that's cute. And then we'll thicken them up and with some snow. You could add a little bit in here. Maybe there's a little tassel. That's cute. That's cute. It's blowing in the wind. How's that? Nice. So this time we'll tap on some white for the highlights on the snowman and the snow. And I'm just using my bristle. So I can tap, tap, tap. I'm just going into pure white. Just pure white. And I'm going to tap top of what I did. I'm going to try and keep some of that shadow by tapping around. And you'll see that I'm leaving open spaces because my brush is open. See that? So your brush will do the work for you. So you just tap and let the brush do the job, because see, I'm not getting blobs. I'm getting a lot of open spaces because my brush is open. See? See the brush open? Now there's a bit of blob there in the middle, so that'll get a good start. But then as you move along, you'll see that? See the open spaces there? See? So tap into your white paint. Bristle brushes are fantastic for this because they have these bristles and they open up and they just do your work for you. You have to reload every time when you tap and you run out of paint. You keep going around until you're almost gone, and then you reload. Good. See? Good. You just put that everywhere. And then you tap a little bit more, kind of bring it together a little bit, but I don't want to lose in my shadows. I want to make sure I keep some of my shadows, so I'm going to tap again up here. And I can always, when I get the face on there, we can always go back and then put more highlights where we think we need them the most. So I'm just kind of tapping a little bit around to soften up the edges here. Soften up a little bit. Still trying to keep some of my blue. Lose your shadows, we can put some more in after. It's a back and forth process, so you know, don't worry too much. But if you can avoid losing too much, then you won't have as much work to do at the end. So let's get this down the arm. There we go, and then we are going to round that arm up here like this, and up here. I'm going to tap down here. There we go. It comes around, just a little foot or something here, a little foot here. I'm just going to tap, 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 tap. There we go. Nice. Now you just keep tap, tap, tapping. Your blue will show through. That's good, because we're trying to keep some of that blue. It's going to be a little scarf up there, I think. I'm going to go over those pencil lines. All right. Come down here. Good. Nice. So we dry that. So we'll dry that, and then we'll put on. Little arm is down here, little hand, and that's an arm. Okay, that's the arm up there. This is the belly part here. So we can put in some shadows after. All right. Just trying to go by the reference photo there. It's kind of cute, isn't it? So far, so good. Let's add some highlights to the hat. And just use any small flat brush and Filbert or flat, as long as it's chiseled edge. And you can do it whatever way you want. You can go by the reference photo and make all those nice little, like a knitted hat. I'm just going to put some highlights on it for now. And just where you think the light is shining. So I'm going to think maybe the light is coming from the left and it's shining on this part and over here on the snow. Okay, so that's good to figure out that too. So I'll add some yellow with a bit of white, green. Get it nice and bright so you can see it. Because you're putting light over dark, the light is not going to be as light as you would like it to be. Okay. So you can get it a bit lighter by adding white. Just adding some highlights here so the hat would be. There we go. Highlight there. You're going to add some highlight to these little guys, so the light's shining around here. Some white with your yellow and green, make it nice and bright. I'm just using chiseled edge so I can get a little bit of light there. see, layering a paint really helps. It's cute. I'm going to tap on a little bit of snow on the hat, a little bit of blue and my white. I'm just going to think that the snow might have fallen a little bit. I'm not going to put a big line on there. Just put a little bit on there. Just little taps with that bristle brush that we used. Good. Fell off the hat, maybe, who knows? I'll put a little bit on the hat. See, it's your world, so you can do whatever you want, right? You can do whatever you want. You know, none of this is in the reference photo. The only thing I'm going by is trying to get that cute little face if I can. And everything else, just figuring out where I want to put things. There we go, that's cute. A little bit of highlight to the snow here. Just going to put a few little streaks of snow down here and up around the trees. Just a few little streaks. I don't want to cover all that up, so I want to touch lots of paint on my brush, fan brush, or whatever brush you want to use. And here and there I'm going to put some highlights in the snow. See? Come in from the edge and then you can start moving it around, but kind of make sure you don't cover up everything that you did. Come in from the edge and then just move it around a bit. Straight across, horizontal, okay? Stay horizontal. I know it's tempting to kind of go down, slope. We don't want to slope. I don't want to slope. If you want to slope, you go right ahead. But I don't want to slope. There we go. See, I find bristle brush or the fan brush helps because drags the paint better and you got more control. See all those nice highlights, and you can see that it gives a kind of that lumpy look that snow has, you know, when you're out playing in the snow and it drifts and then it gets all these shadows. It's pretty. All right. Now if you want to, you can reposition your pattern over what you have done, and you can put the eyes and nose and things on there too. But I'm going to wing it. I'm going to wing it. Oh, we got a couple of eyebrows. Now I'm using, you can use a brush. I don't, my hand's a little shaky today because I'm hungry. But this is an acrylic paint marker. So it's acrylic paint and it's just got a marker on the end instead of a brush. Okay, and it helps you get a steady hand. So you can find out where you want your eyebrows and your eyes, and you can draw down that way. Take a little eyebrow up here, and a little eyebrow here. And it's kind of down a little bit. It looks like his head is tilted up or something. And then you got the, let's go with the nose first. So you can have a carrot, or you can have just a little round nose like in the picture. And a little mouth down here. Little line there, and coming over and up, and a little line here. So far so good. It's got two round buttons down here. I'm purposely leaving off half right there. Right. got a little scarf coming in around there, and just make the eyes. So it's just a line across and a line across, and then you just go up, down, up, down. You can look up, you can look up, you can look over, you can look anywhere you want the snowman to look. Now this could be a snowman, a snow boy, snow girl, snow kid, snow child. So, you know, it's just kind of tradition to say snowman. I have another one on a snowman and a snow woman. Yeah, and that's it. So when all that dries, we'll fill that in, and then we'll fill in the rest, and then the snow, that painting is actually done. You know, it can be done, or you can add more trees, or you can add a few more little extra things. I may just leave it plain like that. That's kind of cute anyway. I'll add the scarf now with my flat brush, flat chiseled edge brush. Just a little scarf coming over here, and maybe that's also flicking out, you know, with little fringes. Right? Just use the chiseled edge brush to get those little things out there. Good, and that's just the edge over here. And then a little bit of highlight. Cute. And let's see. That a little bit bigger. So like you say, this is your world, so you can make it whatever way you want. You know? That way you don't have to worry about, oh, I didn't make the scarf exactly the same as in the reference photo. It's too short, it's too long. It can be whatever you want it to be and whatever color you want it to be. Same with all your paintings. There we go. I'm just going to give it a couple little touch-ups here. And make it a little more round. Highlight. Different spots. See those shadows, how they make it so. Let's see. There we go. There we go. And put some snow here. And some snow here. Just highlighting some areas that I think need it. It's kind of a shy little guy, so just going over those areas there, trying to keep a bit of shadow. I may have to put shadow in separately with a flat brush. Come around the belly part here and just leave some of that shadow on the bottom. Now if that hand looks odd over there, you can take that out. I think I'm going to take it out because it doesn't seem to... take it out or make it a bit bigger. Maybe that's what it is. It's not big enough, so maybe stick it out a bit more. There we go. It's better. We'll put some shadow in there in a minute. A little bit on the face, soften it up. Go. So cute, isn't it? See the shadow down there? It looks nice, doesn't it? So make sure that you have some shadows in that snow to separate things and make them stand out. And if you need to put a little more snow down here, right there like that, so it'll stand out even more. Even tap out a little bit too, so, or scrub, right? So there's a few different ways you can do it, but you have a bit of snow by the feet there. Yep. When you look at your paint, it has to make sense. If it makes sense, then you're well on your way to making a nice painting. If it don't make sense, it looks confusing. Makes a bit more sense, you know. You can see the little snow feet on the ground there and on the top of the snow. And what don't make sense? Let me see there. So I'm going to see if I can get a little round brush. See if I can put a bit of shadow in there to get those little hands to stick out a bit more. So I'm going to use my blue underpainting color. Let's see if I can get that to shadow. So you can take that, clean off your brush, and take a small flat brush and smooth it out a little bit. So it goes in with the rest of the painting, but yet you can still see the shadow. Okay? Just bringing the shadow around, and then I'm going to tap on a little bit of snow on it so that looks here. Just clean up the edges here. Just a little bit of shadow here and there, just so you can see that. Okay, if you have problems with it, you can take that out altogether and just put little stick hands in. I'm just going by, I kind of like the reference photo, but you know, not all the time you can get it to work. So I just want to give you some options. Let's try a little bit of shadow down here. See how the shadows mix up really nice? Clean up this edge in here. A little bit of shadow here. For the shadows, and just cheeks, cute little cheeks, a little bit of blush. I see in the picture there. Oh, too much. I want to clean off my brush and just wipe that in. Cute that is. Yeah, that's so cute. Now all I gotta do is fix the eyes and fix up that hand. When the paint is dry, you can go over parts that you couldn't get to work properly because it's still wet. Just here and there, put on some dabs of white. It's cute, isn't it? It's coming along really nice. I'm just using a flat brush now to do some touch-ups, okay? If you wonder what I'm doing. That way I can get inside the hat here too, right? Just trying to show you ways that you might look at some paintings, say, how did they do that, or how did they fix that, or how? Well, this is what we do. We go different brushes, do touch-ups, do small details. There we go. Good, and maybe a little bit of detail up here. So, you know, just a little highlight on that bit of snow I put there. So cute, isn't it? It's coming along. It's coming along. Good. So let's take some black and straighten up these eyes. I got a little brush this time because the marker, it doesn't have as pointy a top as I would like. So, but it got me started. I'm going to take that little line there and I'm going to come out a little further. And then I'm going to come up here, outline that eye. If you make a mess, just after you get it done, just add a little bit of white snow to fix anything that needs to be fixed. I'm going to make him look up because he's looking up in the reference photo and it looks cute. Looking out for Santa, I guess. That's cute. So we got that, that. It's the beauty. You can fix it up or do whatever you want. Good. Should do it for now. You can add more highlights as much as you want. Just make sure you do have shadows. Make sure you have shadows. Just make that belly stick out a little bit more. Make it stick out a bit more, just adding a bit more white. Tapping it on a little bit so I get some of that textured look. See how it makes the belly stick out a bit more? It's kind of cute though, isn't it? You know? I'm glad I didn't make the face exactly the same as the reference photo, because you can have whatever kind of face you want. I'm going to add a little bit of the touch-ups to the mouth here. Go. That way you can see it better. And I'm going to add a little bit of red to the nose and to the buttons. Give it some color. There we go. cute. And a little bit of white to highlight it a little bit here. Just to say, it looks like eyes. What else can we do? Let's see, the nose. Nose is kind of an orangey color, but add a little bit of red and just sort of put red and yellow on your brush without mixing it too much. And then you can have a nice red with some yellows. See? All in one stroke. Leave it as simple as that now. I'm not going to do anything elaborate with it because it looks cute as it is. Those trees up there look nice. You just add a little bit of shadow if you want, coming down over the hill a bit. Make sure you don't have too much paint on your brush. Just got a little flat brush here. I'm just kind of a little bit of shadow coming off the trees there. Nothing much. You can add it or you don't have to. Because the sun is coming over this way, so the shadow will be actually back in the back, so we don't need much shadow here in the front. Could be a little bit there, but we don't need much because if the sun is coming in this way, it's highlighting this part of everything on this side, so you get more light over here probably. Just put little dabs of white on there, just so that we would know that the sun is shining over here. You know, if you could get that little brighter on that side, then you'll know that the sun is there, right? The light, that's where the light is. Light is on this side. Little dabs of white where you think most of the sun is. On top of that toe and on top of that one. We already have this highlight. It was just a bit of snow on the edge of the hat there. That's not a highlight, that's basically snow. And the hat has its own highlights there. Right. Yeah, a little bit. I'm just using some yellow. Just pure yellow. Better, isn't it? And then you can add a little bit to the edge of this hat here. Pure yellow. I'm almost done now. Pure yellow and white because that will thicken up, that will make your yellow more opaque, and because the hat is kind of a dark color, so it's kind of hard to get that to stand out. Some white and yellow. You got more hot. There we go. It's better. You really want those highlights to jump out at you, okay? That's so cute, isn't it? I think I'm done. I think we are done. So I think that's it. It looks done to me. You certainly can add more things. You can add some stuff over here if you want to. Some bigger trees, whatever you want to add. But that's a simple little painting for the winter. A little bit of Christmassy feel to it. And that's about it for now. So our shy little snowman is curious about something. I'm not sure what he's thinking about, but he's looking up in the sky, and there must be something up there he's looking at and saying, what is that, I wonder? That's, you know what that is. This must be Santa. So you can even put like Santa coming in or something like that, you know? That would be cute. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you paint this. And don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to subscribe and like. And that will be it. And that will help push my paintings out there so you can see them, get them out to more people. And thank you so much for all your support. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now from Allison Prior.